Hey everybody, Dee here from D is for Digital. I hope you're having a wonderful day and welcome to today's masterclass. We are continuing our influencer series and today I'm going to be talking about what big brands are looking for when they're considering signing up a social media influencer. Because that's when you hit the mother load from a financial perspective as an influencer is a big brand wants to sign you up. We've covered this in a number of the previous masterclasses in how you monetize, and I'm going to be doing tomorrow how you would actually pitch yourself to a big brand. But I wanted to sort of tee that up by showing you what are the considerations a company would have when they're looking for an influencer to promote their brand. And it's pretty straightforward. You know, they want someone who's going to fit with their brand, because you can have a fabulous following, you can be gorgeous on Instagram, but you still may not be right for a brand because of their values, maybe, of what their audience wants, of the things that they want to achieve as a business. There's lots of different reasons. So if you have a brand in mind that you would love to sponsor you or advertise with you, you'd want to sort of ask yourself the questions: is what I'm putting out fitting with that brand? And that means understanding the brand's values, understanding the brand's goals, understanding the brand's customers, so that when they're looking for influencers, it's a no-brainer to choose you because you're such a great fit for the brand. So one, they want to have someone who fits the brand. Two, they're looking for authenticity and someone that they can trust. Now, so what do I mean by authenticity? Well, authenticity is that you are who you say you are. Yeah, it's that your persona, who you are as a person, as an influencer, is real, is original, so that ultimately they want to be able to trust you with their brand, because if they're putting their brand in your hands, they want to make sure you're the real deal and they can trust you. So authenticity is really, really important. And I think you can show that you are the real deal through your social media by being yourself, by, I suppose, giving your followers a behind the scenes glances of who you are, by sharing your opinions. There's lots of ways to show how authentic you are and that you are trustworthy, because that will be very important when a brand is deciding if you are the person they want to trust with their customers and their products and services. So brand affinity is also very important. And by brand affinity, like we've talked about, they will want to have someone who fits their brand, but brand affinity is more than that. It will be, for example, that you already use their product. So not only are you a good fit, but you've possibly been talking about the product already, or you've been showing the product in your Instagram, or you've been wearing the product, using the product, so that it's a really natural fit. There's a natural affinity between you and that brand. And I think that's a great way of showcasing that you're mad about their brand, because if I'm an organization and I'm looking for an influencer to promote what I do, I'm going to be looking for someone who's already passionate about what I do, who's already using my products and services, has already been talking about it, because I think there's no greater way to show that you are a massive fan. Because if you haven't used the product or you don't know who the company is, it's very hard to get excited about it. You might have to fake that, and your followers are going to know that, and the brand are going to know it too. So if I was in your position and I was looking for a brand to possibly pitch to, I would be looking at the products and services that I already use in my niche and who are those companies. And I would write going, send a link to your video or to your Instagram feed or to something compelling that shows you're a raving fan, because that will absolutely hit the nail on the head in terms of brand affinity. Now, number 4, professionalism and communication. So obviously, if you are going to become the face of a brand or the spokesperson for a brand, your professionalism is very important. You can expect that a brand, when they're considering you as an influencer, they're going to look through not just the social media channel that they may want to use with you, but they'll be looking at all your stuff and back. Yeah, like that's one of the things about online. It's very hard to hide your mistakes. You can try, but people will find them, and you can be sure that brands will do their homework when they are researching you as a potential influencer. So always be wary of how you're coming across. Is it professional? And professional can mean lots of different things depending on your niche, because if you're an influencer in the teen area, professionalism will look different to an influencer in the corporate world, right? So it has to be relevant and make sense for what you're doing, but professionalism is important, and communication, because a brand is going to want to make sure that you have the communication skills to be able to articulate their message or sell their product or connect with their customers. So you, from an influencer perspective, you want to be able to showcase that you are articulate, that you're engaging, charismatic, that you can explain things. So always keep that in mind as you're building up your social media fan base on whatever channel it is. And if it's Instagram, you can communicate through how you write the posts or how you put the stories. If it's on YouTube, it's how you speak on camera. But professionalism and communication are critically important. And last but not least, the statistics. So, and this is the question I get asked a lot in terms of, how many followers do I need to have to be considered an influencer, and what's sort of the engagement and all of these things. Now, I don't think you need necessarily to have a massive following, to be signed up by a big brand, but you do need to have a very engaged following. And I wrote these down, because there's quite a lot of things. So a brand will look at the average number of interactions on your posts, because we've all seen this. There may be a particular influencer or a profile that has loads and loads of fans, but there's no engagement on the posts, and it's highly likely that those fans may have been bought, that they're certainly not engaged. So the real testament to a successful influencer is when they put content out, there's a huge amount of engagement. So the brand will look at the average number of interactions on the post. They'll look at the percentage of fake interactions, because they can find that out. They may look at the age distribution of your followers. So if a brand sells products to a particular demographic, so maybe females between the age of 16 and 25, they'll want to make sure that your followers fit that demographic too. They will look if you have had any previous brand partnerships. So have you done sponsored content for anyone else before? Have you done deals with any other brands before? Just to make sure from a competitive perspective that it makes sense that you've been, because if you've supported the competitor, yes, they may want to reconsider that. But also that you've shown, I suppose, a professionalism in the brands that you've decided to work with. Percentage of fake followers is a big one. And the country where you're located may have some impact if they want you to do local work. But the most important, in my perspective, is the amount of engagement you're getting. So the onus is on you as an influencer to be putting out content that is highly engaging, that people want to like, love, share, that they're going to comment on it, because that's the true sign of an influencer. Your followers don't give you influence. It's the engagement of your followers that give you influence. So let me summarize what big brands want in their social media influencers. They want someone who fits with their brand. They want someone who's authentic and that they can trust. If you're already using the product, even better, so that there's brand affinity, that you're professional, you've got communication skills, and last but not least, that your followers are highly engaged with you. And that's it. So tune in tomorrow, because I'm going to be talking about how you pitch yourself to a brand. So maybe you've decided there's a couple of companies that you think you could really help from an influencer perspective, or that you would love to work with. What do you have to do in order to put together a professional pitch to that brand? I'll cover that tomorrow. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.